Hey, welcome to another video. In this video, I thought I'd try to introduce my role-playing, as in Dungeons and Dragons gaming. I am a novice, a beginner, but I have been using this starter kit, and I had a friend who we went through the adventure of the Fandalver, had fun, and then we thought we'd sort of try to take those skills and sort of explore a fantasy. So I came up with one fantasy where you're on a floating land, a rectangular floating land, much like a football field. You're at one end, you have to get to the other end, and there's other obstacles and other tests along the way. I had my friend play it, we had fun. I don't want to get too much into it because I might spoil it, but you start off on a rectangular grassy field. You see a brook falling off, and you see clouds in the sky, blue sky. A rectangular grassy field, you see a brook, you see some rocks, and you see a tree, and you sort of vaguely see a stone structure at the very end, and you have to make your way and explore and stuff like that. Just role play, challenge your stats, and of course you get into a few fights along the way and find some treasure, stuff like that. Pretty simple. My friend had fun for sure, and then sort of came up with another adventure, prison adventure. So you start off you're in a prison. That's probably where I'll end, but there's two chapters. There's two chapters. My friend is currently making her way through the second chapter. There's lots of choices. Of course, there's battles, treasures, and other things. But you basically start off in a prison. You have to escape the prison, and then go from there and go on an adventure. And so there's sort of not a network, but there's links. So if there's three choices in the first chapter. You have to quickly choose an option or a way to go, and then I just sort of take it from there and sort of write from where my friend went. We have had a lot of fun and stuff like that. Then I've created a theme called Zunu. Basically, it's about a group of people, professional people, investor, banker, a zoo manager, a celebrity, and security chief, and they're a bunch of friends, and they try to follow Marty Zoo, who's running a zoo. And so a lot of the action happens on the zoo, and there's a character named Samurai Breaker, sort of a fictitious spirit-like creature. Doesn't appear during the working hours, but when the zoo closes, a lot of enemies from the past come and challenge Marty Zoo, and Marty Zoo calls upon his friends and Samurai Breaker to sort of thwart the enemy ninjas, enemy warriors, enemy knights, people from his past trying to destroy his business for what reason he doesn't know at this moment. And then I tried to introduce some new mechanisms. Sorry, excuse me. I tried to introduce some new mechanisms where you're allowed to do a combo. You can run a combo using dexterity modifiers, and but with each successful hit, the next hit has a negative modifier to dexterity, and you can use three different styles. You can use Dragon, which gives you an advantage, or I forget, Dragon, Crane, or Monkey. So if you do the Crane, You can use your damage and you can heal. If you use a dragon, you get advantaged hit. And I introduced another new concept called the parry. And if you use the monkey, it's sort of a weird style, sort of a drunken monkey, you know, weird sort of style. Uh, the enemy gets a disadvantage to a parry. But if you don't choose a style of crane, dragon, or monkey, you get a bonus. You get a damage bonus. So the damage bonuses are nullified if you use the style. So I'm just a beginner and I'm having fun. I just want to explore the story that I've had, and I really appreciate my friend playing it along with me. We ran through one chapter, invasion of ninjas, stuff like that. So Tommy Toe and the Red Ninja, Green Anvil is a Green Ninja, and Dark Heart is a Black Ninja, or a Black Ninja, and they sort of are trying to sabotage his business at night. So we had fun with that. And so you get 3 styles, or the natural bonuses to the attack, and there's a parry where if I'm attacking you and it's a successful hit, you can try to block or parry. So when I'm sort of loose with my definition, but so when someone tries to hit you, you can block it, and if you successfully block it, it stuns the person. So then you get an advantage on your roll against them next time. And again, I'm just a beginner, having fun. I just want to explore characters in a world that I've created. And so, but when I forget how it goes here, but if I successfully hit you, and before I run the damage, you can try to block, and you use your dexterity. And when you roll your dexterity, you have to call a number, and then that would usually, if you call the number and you roll that number within your skill set bonuses. Usually, I'm trying to be strict, so usually you have to nail the number. So if I'm hitting you, successfully hit, you try to block, you roll your dexterity, and you call a number. So say I call 16, and I roll, say 16, just to run the example. Then I block you, and I also stun you. Then I get advantage on my next turn against the opponent. So just having fun with combos and some blocking and some stunning and stuff like that, and different styles and bonuses and stuff like that. And ninjas, samurais, knights and warriors, and business. That's one adventure that I created. And the other one that I created was Infinity Treasure. I started creating this many years ago, and just trying to explore triple flare, what it would be like in the plus rush bush and stuff like that. So the plus rush bush is a healing area. You can go in there and you can test your skills. So you roll some dice and you get rewarded, but with each time you do it, there's a modifier, negative modifier. And the more skill you have, the further you can go, and the more bonuses you get, the more item rewards you get, more sugary item rewards you get. And then there's the green zone, which is basically just where we live, you know, the desert, the forest, the jungle. But then there's the dark zone, and you also get an energy bar that gets filled to the max when you go to the triple flare zone. You can use it to re-roll, to block, to attack, and to do some other attacking or other skills with the characters. I can't get into it right now, but because I'm pretty lazy. But it's written down here just for fun. I just wanted to explore the characters: Arunak, Papa the Banana, Talum, Snowpad, and Snowman. I've got a list of other characters from the Triple Flare or the Infinity Treasure. So we're trying to use the plus rush bushes, the red zones to get rewarded, and you can trade them in. Not for a lot because they're pretty common, but you know, if you can get through, and if you go in and you get pushed out because you fail on your third attempt, you get a dizziness, so then you can't reattempt for another day. So you can't just keep doing it and farming it. But when you go to the swamp zones or the negative zones, the dangerous zones, the treacherous zones where adventurers meet their peril, your energy bar goes down. Your life force stays the same, but your energy bar goes down with each step you take. So it's not like you're walking an infinity, immune colossus when you go into the black zones, where a lot of the adventurers again meet their peril, and treasures are abundant, and you just have to find them and seek them. You'll start losing your energy bar, so your energy skills will be reduced to zero, and you have to rely on technology. So with Infinity Treasure, you're trying to explore the fantasy of the Flush Rush zones. It's wild, exotic, sugary, red, and then there's the treacherous zones, which are swamps, poisonous volcanoes, other dangerous areas. Not so much the snowy areas, because it's a lot of water, and you can use it you can convert the snow into water, where you can live and water plants in your zones of life, or cities or towns or stuff like that. So those are 3, and I've got a few other ones. Beard Company. So I might be getting into an area where we're trying to use vessels and modifiers to hit with the character skill and the equipment skill to hit, and actually adding extra damage because it might be a certain bullet cannon or bullet gun, not relying on energy weapons or other weapons like that, more on machine guns and technology that we have already today. And then I also am working on another storyline that I want to play with my friend. I self-developed first, but we're trying to work on a city story. So as far as I can go, I've got the story, a little bit of the story mapped out, but as much as I can tell you is that you start in a city and then something happens. So your imagination, it's up to you to decide what happens. And those are just some of the games that I enjoy with D&D, using to hit, and other forms of initiative and treasures, and rolling for skills and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, if you like the video, leave a like or leave a comment, or subscribe and hit the alert bell. Again, this is sort of a departure from our normal stance and stuff like that, because I'm trying to use this channel for a triple flare awareness and stuff like that. It's a rare skill, but I thought I'd just talk about my enjoyment of the roleplay in D&D. Alright, thanks.